When, out of envy, others mistreat me with abuse, insults, or the like, I shall accept defeat and offer the victory to others. Normally, from a conventional point of view, if certain allegations were made against someone unjustly, with no ground or basis, one would feel justified in reacting with anger and a sense of injustice. However, for the practitioner, it is recommended not to react in this way, especially if the consequence of that injustice is that you alone and no other sentient beings are hurt. A true practitioner, with altruistic aspiration, is encouraged to accept defeat and offer victory, so that one doesn't react in a negative way with outrage and anger. However, this does not mean that you only take the loss all the time and purposely seek out a bad state of life. The purpose of this practice is to achieve a great result through undertaking small losses. The circumstances are such that there is no great fruit to be gained through taking a small loss. Then you can, without hatred but with a motivation of compassion, respond in a strong manner. This type of practice is very difficult indeed, but must be done by those who see one pointedly to develop an altruistic mind. When someone whom I have benefited and in whom I have great hopes gives me terrible harm, I shall regard that person as my holy guru. Generally speaking, when we help someone, we tend to expect certain things in return. When someone is close to us, we tend to have certain expectations of that person. And if that person, instead of responding to us in a positive way and repaying our kindness, inflicts harm upon us, normally we feel a sense of outrage. Our sense of disappointment and hurt are so strong and so deep that we feel totally justified in reacting with anger and hostility. For a practitioner, it is suggested not to give in to that kind of normal response, but rather utilize the opportunity as one for training, to regard that person as a true teacher of patience and acknowledge the value of that person as a rare, precious teacher. However, this is not to suggest that a practitioner should simply yield to whatever harm or injustice is being inflicted upon him or her. One should respond to injustice with a strong countermeasure, especially if there is any danger that the perpetrator of the crime is going to continue negative actions in the future, or if other sentient beings are adversely affected. What is required is sensitivity to context. If a particular injustice happens and brings no wider consequences to bear upon either the perpetrator of the crime or upon other sentient beings, then perhaps you should let it pass. Thank you all for watching.